Taijuan Walker was 4 years old when Bartolo Colon made his major league debut with the Cleveland Indians.
And I think both of these guys should walk out to the Who's My Generation. I don't think there's any question about it. That's what we have here today. Welcome everybody up here to the booth. Mets and the Mariners in the rubber match of this series. And you got to like what Taijuan Walker's done to get his way back up here. He's been a work in progress, coming off an injury. This is what he's done this season. And look what Bartolo Colon has done for the Mets, $20 million, big 2-year contract for him.
I think for Walker it's simple. This will be his third start of the year. Health has been a little bit of an issue for him this year. But I think the biggest thing is commanding the strike zone. Everybody wants to talk about the plus fastball for this young man. He has dominant stuff at times, but you have to be able to get it in the strike zone. When he's had his struggles, that's been the issue. If he can, then I think his changeup has been much improved, and we're going to see a pretty good curveball at times for him. But he's a guy that can pitch on both sides of the plate with a good fastball, and that'll be enough. We'll see if he's able to do it tonight.
Talked to the young man yesterday. He's pretty determined. He's worked a lot on some of his mechanical weaknesses of late. Generation gap indeed. Bartolo Colon, 41 years young, going against 21-year-old Taijuan Walker.
Well, for Colon, he's going to get a great example of commanding your fastball. The Mariners are going to see a lot of fastballs from Colon. He will use it on both sides of the plate. It's not the overpowering fastball he had when he first broke in, but this is a guy that can sink it a little bit, but he's going to work the edges of the plate, challenge hitters today, and he will work quickly.
A lot of guile with Bartolo Colon as we wrap up this series and await the Baltimore Orioles. It's going to be interesting. The roof is covering us tonight. A lot of rain, or this afternoon. No big deal. It's camp day. A lot of campers in town and in the building. We're glad to have them and you with us here on Root Sports. It's the Mariners and the Mets. First pitch is straight ahead.
out below when Duda hits one. Yeah, he did that last night again. Rubber game, Mets and Mariners coming your way. Santana, Hernandez, that would have been a good pitching matchup a few years ago. A couple of Cy Young winners right there. We got Cologne and Walker, though. Welcome out here to the pen. Take a look at Taiwan getting ready. His last couple of warm-up pitches. Ready to take on the Mets in just his third start in the bigs this year. Brad Adam and Bill Kruger with you. Let's take a look at the standings in the American League. All right, we're going to show you the best records. Division leaders, A's, Tigers, Orioles. If that's the way it stays, they're in the playoffs no matter what. Angels, a better record than a couple of those teams. They're just 2 games out behind the A's. Now, this is important to show. The Mariners 8.5 out, Orioles 6 back. Okay, now if the Orioles slip a little bit, they become, Bill, what? A wild card team, and the Mariners trail them. So all this is saying is there's still a lot of teams involved in the race.
61 games, a lot of fluidity. A lot has to do with schedules. Sure. And certainly for the Mariners, they're going to be teeing up some teams that are right dead square in front of them, Brad. You can take a look at those Orioles coming up and Cleveland.
Yep, starting 4 against the O's, 3 in Cleveland, and then 3 O's. So 3 series, next 10 games, all teams either trailing or just ahead of the Mariners, which, of course, that could all change in the next 10 games. 62 games left. It's just fun to kind of keep track of them right now. So we go to our Ford Sports Desk. Age and Menta got an update on a couple of those teams in the mix with the Mariners, Ange.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You just saw that graphic, and 7 of the next 10 games are against the Baltimore Orioles. But mixed in there, you had 3 against the Cleveland Indians. At this point, every single game becomes so important. That's why you're seeing so many extra inning contests, especially with those in contention. Right now, the Cleveland Indians actually losing to the Minnesota Twins. That game 3-1, although right now the Cleveland Indians are threatening in the 8th inning, and Anthony Swarzak actually was in line for the win. As for the Yankees, New York has put up the second fewest runs in the American League. They only were able to muster 2 runs over 14 innings last night. Chase Headley, they just traded for, actually came in and scored that second run in the 14th inning, and the Baltimore Orioles are coming up later tonight against Los Angeles. All right, we, though, have an important game to get to now, the finale between the Mets and the Mariners. It's coming up. First pitch straight ahead here on Root Sports.
Rainy day here in Seattle, but we're not bothered because we're under the roof here at Safeco Field. And we are delighted to have you with us for Mariner baseball today. The Mariners wrap up their 3-game series with the New York Mets. Dave Sims along with Mike Blowers and the Root Sports crew as the Mariners and the Mariner Moose take the field here at Safeco Field. Let's take a look at the Met batting order that will face young Taijuan Walker.
For manager Terry Collins leading off, it will be Eric Young Jr. and it's Murphy Wright. Duda with the long home run in this series, 2 for 4 last night. His 15th home run, 50 RBIs for Duda, the cleanup hitter. Bobby Abreu, the DH, he will hit 5th. Then it's Young, Lagares, Recker, and Tejada rounding out the 9 for the Mets. For Taijuan Walker, this will be his 3rd start of the year, 3.60 ERA, 10 innings, 7 walks. Wants to stay away from the walks. He has to command his fastball. 9 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 200 off of him. And a look at the defense for the Mariners this afternoon. Ackley getting the start in left field. Jones in center. And D. Chavez out in right. Kyle Seager at third base. Brad Miller's had the last couple of days off. He is back at shortstop. Cano and Morrison on the right side of the infield. And Jesus Sucre will do the catching this afternoon.
Lloyd McClendon in his media session today. First question, what do you think about Taijuan Walker? What does he have to do today? Throw strikes. Just throw strikes. We'll take care of the rest.
You can see in his last outing, 4 innings pitched, 83 pitches, 5 walks in that outing, and I think that he's absolutely right. He'd like for him to work deep in the ball game. The Mariners catching a break. Ramirez pitched extremely well in last night's ball game, so the bullpen pretty good shape because of the 7 innings that Ramirez was ready to go in. And with the Orioles coming into town next, I think he would like to get 6 innings out of Walker this afternoon if he can.
Originally the thought, or one of the thoughts that Lloyd McClendon had was to start Tom Wilhelmsen today. Benefited from Tom going long 4 innings in relief on Friday in Anaheim, and it had a good start here. Last time around when that 5-hole spot came up and he needed some help, but he decided to save the bullpen and go with Taijuan, give him another shot. Taijuan, talking to him yesterday, boy, he is focused. He's got his punch list of things that he wants to tighten up in his game. And mechanically, he thinks he's solved a bunch of things. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Eric Young Jr. to lead it off. And the first pitch off the plate for ball 1. Umpiring crew this afternoon. They always vocal and fun to watch. Jim Joyce has balls and strikes. Marvin Hudson, he's at first. Doug Eddings at second, and Corey Blazer at third. And you will hear Mr. Joyce. We don't even need to mic him. 2-0 to Young. Little outside. 3-0. .62 degrees, calm conditions, roof covering us, and 4 pitches off the plate, kept going in that same spot, and didn't throw a strike. I'm going to bring up Daniel Murphy, the All-Star second baseman.
And I think sometimes instead of trying to hit your spots early in the ballgame, especially in the first inning with the type of stuff that Walker has, set up down the middle of the plate and let him throw some strikes, gain his confidence, and he'll slowly work his way out to the edges.
Murphy, a .287 hitter, best average on the ball club among the regulars. They got Young hung up. Here's a throw by Morrison down to Cano, and
great slide.
That is an outstanding slide by Eric Young Jr.
That'll bring out Lloyd McClendon. He is going to make the call, but you can see Young, he was initially inside, then he dives to the outside part of the bag. Cano trying to reach for him. That'll be a close call. Tags him in the face. It was hard to tell whether his hand had touched the bag or not.
Like the hand got in there.
Yeah, it looked like it did. I think that's a good call. Take another look at it. Right here is the one that it looked as if maybe he tagged him in the face before his hand touched. That'll be close. And it looks like Lloyd is going to ask them to take a look at it.
So they get the gear out. Jim Joyce, Doug Eddings, the headsets on, talk to New York. Let's see what happens.
So many times you see base runners, when they get picked off like that, they'll try to get into a rundown. I like what Eric Young Jr. did right there, and that is just to continue to run, make the guys make a play on you. I think it's your best chance. But we'll see if there's enough there, if they have enough proof to turn it over. This is one of those challenges where that will be the big key. Do they see enough? That is close.
That's real close when you slow it down like that. That is very, very close.
Cano thought he had him in time.
Here's another look at it. Puts the glove down, miss, got him. Ooh, that's really close. Taijuan Walker going through some light tosses just to stay warm.
And you can see Doug Eddings, the second base umpire. He was standing right on top of the play, had a good look at it. I think this one could have gone either way. We'll see how they decide to call it, but that is awfully close.
Safe. So a stolen base. Call stands. Mariners in instant replay. 20 replays, 11 confirmed, 9 overturned. So runner in scoring position for Daniel Murphy. That was number 26, stolen base number 26 for Eric Young Jr. Taijuan Walker's got to deal with Murphy now. Talking to Taijuan yesterday, talked about his mechanics. He was flying open. He said, I wasn't using my legs. He said, last year I was a lot more closed off. Been very inconsistent with my release point. He said, my last bullpen, I felt like I was back to my normal self. Slapped the other way. Down the line, fair ball. That'll score Young easily. Murphy to second. An RBI double, 1-0 Mets. For Murph, his 26th double and RBI number 38.
And so far, all fastballs. His fastball at 92 miles an hour. A little bit of run to it on the outside corner. Murphy going with it, the all-star for the Mets.
Eric Young Jr. with the stolen base, 4th in the National League. And then Murphy responds with an RBI double. It brings up David Wright, Mets captain and third baseman. David 0 for 3 last night. Game 1, he went 2 for 5. Mets 3-1 winners last night. Mariners got the opener 5-2 on Monday. 1-1 to right. Another strike by Walker.
And you can see David Wright didn't like it. He thought that pitch was down. Looked like the changeup from Walker. So far he's topped out at 94 miles an hour. That last pitch at 88. Split change for him.
Murphy at second, not much of a lead. Walker backs off, go through the signs again. Jesus Sucre doing the catching. 1-2. Breaking ball. It's at the left center field. And Jones. There's the throw. It's offline. Murphy tagging. So 1 away. Runner at third for Lucas Duda.
And it looks like Lloyd McClendon is going to bring his infield in here in the first inning. Just one out.
Duda with a monster home run off the middle deck. And last night's game, that was in the 8th inning. Mets had a 2-1 lead. It's his 15th home run. Here's a look at this home run. And he maxed out on it.
Well, might have been the longest home run we've seen this year. Out to right center field. It ricochets off the sign out there. Not quite into the cafe, but again, that's right center field. He didn't pull it down the line. 446 feet.
Walker went after him there. 0-2. Due to the home run leader for the Mets, and tied with David Wright with 50 RBIs. Ball one. That's a good pitch by Taijuan Walker. Remember the last time we saw him in Chicago with his breaking ball, you could see him slowing down his arm on that delivery, and he said that's something he worked a lot on in the ensuing time since that last start.
He was really inconsistent with his breaking ball. I thought he threw a couple of good ones, but most of them were just rolling up there. This one he throws with more conviction, and you can see the bite on it. It's a good 12-6 curveball. Good look from our McDonald Supermo.
It looks like the arm speed was a lot better too. Bobby Abreu, the veteran. Bobby DHing for the second game in a row. 18th year with his 6th team. Just under 300 career batting average. Strike one to Bobby. Went 1 for 4 last night. Got a base hit to left. One pitch. Murphy dives back. Camp day. A lot of kids parading around the warning track before the game. That was always cool to see that. Beauty of Safeco Field with the roof. The rain, no big deal. Good to have everybody here. 1-1. Ball 2, 2-1. Taijuan said, listen, I need to be better. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I expect myself to be better. I asked him, I said, what did Lloyd say? He asked me how I felt. Told him I was feeling good. Told him I was ready to go. So here he is, 2-1. Up high, 3-1.
I like to hear those things, but he's still a young man. And even though there's a lot of expectations on him, I think you have to give him some time to settle in, and he has a lot to learn at this level. Obviously, command has been an issue for him, consistency of it, but that's not unusual for young pitchers.
Second walk of the inning. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, a run in.
And so far, 19 pitches, just 9 strikes for him.
We'll bring up Chris Young. Chris played in Monday night's game. Went 1 for 3. Chris Young, 6th man to the plate here in the first inning. Strike one. Chris coming over from the Oakland Athletics from a year ago. Breaking ball off the plate, 1-1.
If you look at that last breaking ball, I would rather see him do that. Go ahead and throw it, and if you miss your spot, you missed your spot, as opposed to just trying to feel for it and get it over the plate. That's typically when you're going to get hurt.
Two and one. Eddie Murphy drove in the first run of the ball game. Double down the left field line to score Eric Young Jr. Cano has this under control, and that'll do it. So the Mets get a run on one hit. No errors, leave a man. 1-0 with the Mariners coming to bat. Bartolo Colon, 41 years old. Got good numbers against the Mariners. 12-1 here in this building. 19-12 over the course of his career. 3.88 ERA. A little different pitcher than when he first came up, but savvy guy now, not overpowering. Well, he can pitch to the edges. Some bunch last year with Oakland. He's 3-0 against the Mariners last year. There's Andy Chavez. Andy 5 for 14 career against Cologne. One for 4 evening last night. Cologne 3-0 against the Mariners last year. 2-1 in 2012.
He's one of the few pitchers that I actually played against.
Still around.
Still around. He had a second career start in the Kingdome on April 9th in '97. As we're watching Taijuan Walker going through some growing pains and trying to figure things out. Keep this in mind, Cologne has had a long career, a really good career. But in that second start, he went 2/3 of an inning and gave up 6 runs. Walking a bunch of guys. Threw hard back then, too. He was 96, 97 miles an hour. But things have worked out for him.
I'll say he's got 197 career wins. And he slashes 1 foul. His career record 197 and 136 with a career ERA of 3.95.
60 games over 500 for his career. Yeah, that's pretty good. Doesn't throw as hard. He used to be, again, 96, 97 miles an hour. He'll be closer to 90 in this one, but he will throw a lot of fastballs. Try to work off the outside corner.
Tremendous work here at Safeco Field in his 14 starts. ERA of 2.10.
A 12-1 record in 14 starts at Safeco Field. Opponents hitting just .211 against him.
3-2. Right center field. And the center fielder Lagares takes care of it. One down. Here's the rest of the Mariner batting order.
This afternoon's lineup brought to you by Chevron. Following Indy, Chavez has done well in his career against Cologne, a .357 hitter. You have Jones, Cano, Seager, the cleanup hitter today, playing third. Corey Hart, your DH, hitting fifth. Logan Morrison at first, hitting sixth. Then Ackley, Miller, and Sucre rounding out the 9 for the Mariners. For Cologne this year, 8-8 record, a 4.12 ERA. 95 strikeouts, only 18 walks for him. Again, a lot of fastballs off the outside corner.
Strike one to James Jones. Cano leads the Mariners in hits with 123. Seager second at 102, and James Jones is third with 74. Cologne with his 8th team in the big leagues. A little outside. Had some good years with Cleveland, 75 and 45. Jones hanging in here 101. He went 46 and 33 with the Angels, 28 and 15 with Oakland. Ground ball to the shortstop, Tejada. 2 away.
Now look at the defense for the Mets. Young Jr. in left field, Lagares the center fielder, Chris Young out and right. David Wright, the third baseman, Tejada and Murphy playing up the middle. Duda, the first baseman, and Recker getting his first start. He will do the catching this afternoon.
Bringing this for the roof. Rain coming down, was coming down pretty hard about a half hour ago. Here's Robinson Cano. Second in the American League in hitting. At .331, Jose Altuve went 3 for 6 in a 3-2 12-inning win at Oakland last night. So Altuve still on top right now at .338. Cano went 0 for 4 last night. Cano 6 for 15 career against Cologne. They were teammates back in 2011. Cologne was with the Yankees, won 8 and 10. 29 ball games, 26 starts.
He's consistently trying to work off that outer edge, and Jim Joyce, the home plate umpire, hasn't given him the call. Going to make him put it on the plate. Good veteran umpire.
3-1. Kyle Seager on deck. Kyle, the home run and RBI leader for the Mariners at 16 and 66. Look down for a low fastball that Murphy takes care of, and the Mariners are going 1-2-3 in the first. Mets lead it on a count of 1-0. By Ford, we are local. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, welcoming the smooth, soulful sounds of Anthony Hamilton, September 13th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Rain not affecting us here inside Safeco Field, where the Mets lead at 1-0, top of the second. Camp day, a lot of kids here in the ballpark. Glad to see them as Taijuan Walker gets ready for inning number 2. A run on 1 hit, stranded 2 in the first inning. So fouled back by Juan Lagares, the center fielder, a .283 hitter with 2 homers and 25 runs batted in. Lagares 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts last night. 1 for 4 on Monday. Breaking ball for strike 0-2.
A little more like it. You can see that curveball covering up the first pitch fastball. Both pitches in the middle of the plate. And again, with Walker, his presence on the mound, I think if he just goes after guys with his fastball early in the count, he can throw it in the middle of the plate, get away with it, and then go to his other pitches. And that's good cut fastball. So good 3 pitches for him.
Second strikeout for Taijuan, 1 away. Bring up Anthony Recker, the catcher.
This one at 94 miles an hour, and he throws it by him. Late swing, and it looks like Sucre set up more towards the middle of the plate. I think that's a good idea. As this game moves on and he gets more comfortable, then you can start moving to the edges.
Here's Recker, catcher. Trying to get Taijuan in a nice little rhythm here.
Another fastball right down the middle. That one is best fastball at 95 miles an hour.
Recker, the backup catcher to Travis d'Arnaud. On 2. Recker 34 starts last year. It's his 30th start here in 2014. Mets are 5 games above 500 with him behind the dish. Throws it. 3-pitch strikeout. Have a seat. 2 down here in the second. Third strikeout. A good one. Taijuan Walker. It's a fireworks show like no other. Set the classic sing-along songs like Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer and Journey's Don't Stop Believin'. This Friday marks the second of 3 spectacular summer fireworks shows here at Safeco Field. Follows the Mariners-Orioles game. Big plans to light up the sky with your voice when you grab tickets for the family at Mariners.com. And an extra added bonus. Who's on the mound for the Mariners that day? Number 34, Felix Hernandez. Ruben Tejada looks at ball 1. Happy birthday, young man. Got a favorite players. He's got a lot of favorites. Good call. Many, many more. 11 years old.
And he has some of his buddies here with him. They'll have a good time this afternoon.
It's like the old MasterCard commercials. Priceless. Ball game. Under the roof with the boys. That one fouled back by Tejada, the shortstop. Ruben 1 for 3 last night and 1 for 3 in the first game. Mariners start today 8.5 behind Oakland. Still have hold of the second wild card spot in the American League, but it's starting to bunch up. Toronto, the Yankees, and Cleveland. They are really coming up hard on the outside as Taijuan. A lot more economical and efficient here in the second inning.
I think what we're seeing is he's throwing strikes now, and again, most of them in the middle of the plate, but we're seeing his velocity start to go up about 95 miles an hour like that last pitch.
11 pitches to get through the second inning that featured 2 strikeouts for Taijuan Walker. Mets lead at 1-0. by Daniel Murphy. Right now, let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Baltimore Orioles come in for 4, day off on Monday, 3 at Cleveland, and then we'll see the Orioles again the following weekend. So a lot of big games coming up. The Mariners 1.5 game lead over the Yankees, and Toronto 2.5 over Cleveland in the wild card chase right now, holding on to the second wild card position.
Well, things certainly aren't going to get easier for them. The Orioles in first place in the East, 11 games over 500. You're right, they do have their work cut out for them.
Trade deadline coming up. Going to be a lot of interesting things happening. Today's the 23rd, deadline on the 31st of July. Pop up, long run right, and no play. Emmett Oliver out of Edmonds, Washington, 100 years old. Yes, that a baby. Congratulations. Centurion. We got the reins today. We had an 11-year-old, and we figure what's that, 1914, Woodrow Wilson was president.
It's kind of like this pitching matchup today.
Fouled off the glove of Anthony Recker. Kyle Seager, all-star for the Mariners, 1 for 3, and last night's tilt, 2 for 4 on Monday, drove in 2 runs.
Swinging a hot bat. Last 10 games, .359 batting average for Kyle.
Two and two. It's the 3rd day in a row, and I still marvel at how shallow Lagares plays at center field.
And the size of that gap in right center.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? And Seager strikes out. Talking about the generation gap. Bartolo Colon, 41 years old.
19 years, 81 days separating these two. And a couple thousand strikeouts.
It's the largest gap, generation gap, among pitchers this season. There's Corey Hart. Corey coming off an 0 for 3 last evening. One. First time Corey is facing Bartolo Colon. 2 balls, 1 strike. Talking about the wild card chase in the American League, National League, pretty tight as well. Atlanta, St. Louis right now tied for the 2nd spot behind the Dodgers, and then you've got Pittsburgh, Cincy, 1 game and 3 games back respectively.
Rob Nodine, the trainer, coming out, going to have a look. Jim Joyce, maybe some dirt in the eye.
I don't wear contacts, but a lot of my family does, and that's got to be so annoying. Get that little piece of dirt in there. Get foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Corey Hart. Mets lead. Got a walk to start the ball game off. Eric Young stole second, scored on a 0-1 pitch when Daniel Murphy doubled into the left field corner. 2-2. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Colon. 2 outs in the 2nd. Bring up Logan Morris. Cuomo hitting at .216 with 5 homers. 16 runs batted in. Morrison in his 43rd game. Ball 1. Mariners last night a run on 5 hits, left 6, went 0 for 4. Runners in scoring position. Mets hit 3 runs on 6 hits. They stranded 5. Jacob deGrom, he was outstanding. 7 innings of 5 hit, 1 run ball, 1 walk, and 7 Ks.
Pretty good fastball last night, but I thought his best pitch was his changeup.
Kyle Seager got one of those hits last night. Fly ball left center field. E.Y. Jr., Eric Young Jr. makes the play. 6 up, 6 down for Mr. Cologne through the first 2 innings. He's got a 1-0 lead. And the rubber match of this series and this season, fans 60 and over. I like that group. They're going to enjoy a new expanded senior special offer thanks to Luna Family Hearing. When you show a valid ID, you're going to receive 10% off select main, terrace, and view level seats to any Mariners home game. For details, log on to mariners.com/specials.
Well, we'll see what Taijuan Walker has here in the 3rd. In the 1st inning, he threw 23 pitches, giving up a run. In the 2nd inning, 11 pitches. And again, being aggressive with his fastball in the middle of the plate. 11 pitches, 9 of them for strikes. And quickly with a strike right here to lead off the 3rd.
Well, he certainly cannot be chastised for maybe being a little amped up and maybe a little anxiety-ridden starting that first game, knowing he's got a lot to prove. And he's got the good stuff here in the 2nd inning.
Well, he does, and what we're seeing is with this fastball, he was throwing 95 miles an hour in the 2nd inning as opposed to around 92 in the 1st. And I think he gained confidence when he started throwing strikes. We saw a really good breaking ball from him, too. It might be a situation where he'll be better served just to rely on his talents and not worry about trying to be a pitcher hitting the corners all the time. Just let it go and see what they can do with it.
Corey Blazer down at 3rd said he did not commit. Ball at 2 strikes. Top of the order, Eric Young Jr., Daniel Murphy, and David Wright for the Mets. One-two pitch. Met road trip started in San Diego, lost 2 out of 3. They're 1-1 here with the Mariners. And they head off to Milwaukee for 4 before getting home on the 28th of July to play Phillies and the Giants. 2-2. Oh, it blew him away. Young had no chance on that. 4th strikeout for Taijuan Walker. 1 out here in the 3rd.
And again, getting ahead, and then comes right back with a good fastball on the inside corner. It's a 4-seamer. Good look from our McDonald Supermo in the grip. But a perfect pitch on the inside corner ties him up, and he can't get to it. That's an emergency hack, not able to get to it.
Murphy doubled to the left field corner. It flies out here to Ackley. Quick 2 outs. Good action out of the pen this afternoon. We come to you above the A at Safeco Field. David Wright will be the hitter. 0 for 1, flied out to center. Ball 1 to David. Nice and loose now, doesn't he?
Starting to gain some confidence. Missed with that last pitch. It was a changeup.
2-1. Foul back. Taijuan, born in Shreveport, Louisiana, grew up in Yucaipa, California. Lettered in basketball and baseball. You may have seen a video of him on YouTube and his basketball prowess, and he can dunk with ease. 2-2. Fastball getting looking. Good pitch. 1, 2, 3 inning for Taijuan Walker. Needed 11 pitches again, and he's retired the last 7 men that he's faced and racked up 5 strikeouts in this 1-0 Met lead. Over the Mariners, Bartolo Colon on the mound for the New York Mets. He's going to face the bottom third of the Mariner order. The M's are killing me these last 3 days. Ackley, Miller, and Sucre.
And Dustin's been a hot hitter for the Mariners. A couple more hits for him last night. He drove in the 1 run for the Mariners with a double out to right center.
Dustin 4 for 13 against Cologne. Cologne 19-12 career against the Mariners and 12-1 here at Safeco Field. 2 strikes.
For the season, 82% fastballs from Cologne. Now he will change speeds on it and try to sink it a little bit more, but you're going to see a lot of fastballs from him. 82%. It's a high number.
I remember last time we saw him here in this building, and that's what he did. He might even throw him more, a higher percentage than 82.
No, I think you're right.
And he was low in the zone and did a good job painting all day.
Well, that's what at 90 miles an hour. We've seen him from 87 to 91, but you can see velocity and opponent's average against him so far. But 82% at just 89 miles an hour. Opponents think 268. He won't walk anybody. He'll continue to throw his fastball on the edges of the plate and change speeds, try to get guys out in front. When he's behind, he'll probably throw more of that 87 mile an hour sinker. And when he gets ahead, he'll try to pop one in there at 90, 91.
Off the plate, Ackley counts run full. Ackley 5 for 7 on the homestand. A couple of doubles, 2 runs batted in. Brett Miller back in the lineup. Willie Bloomquist has been in the shortstop the last 2 games. Garris to his right from Carey. He's just short of the track, 2 away. 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Coming up tomorrow, Baltimore Orioles come to town. The Orioles leading the American League East. Our CenturyLink link to what's next. YN Chen. Well, he's been a tough customer. And how about Asashi Iwakuma? He is back.
Iwakuma has ERA under 3 again. 4.21 ERA for Chen, but a 10-3 record. I'm going to guess that he's had some run support this year.
6.2 runs per ball game for YN Chen. Buying dinner regularly. Baltimore got the 4th best batting average in the league behind Detroit, LA, and Kansas City.
Yeah, they'll hit the ball out of the ballpark on you too. A lot of power in their lineup.
Number 1 in homers, 3rd in hits, 7th in runs scored. It's an offensive ball club. 4th in slugging. 1-2 to Brad. Fights it off, no play. Paul's got to be the only guy left from your time in the league, right? Only pitcher.
Pitcher.
Well, they're not a whole lot of position players either. As David Wright settles under this one, makes the play.
Well, the only one I can think of off the top of my head is getting ready to retire. It's Derek Jeter. Ortiz. He has to be close. I think he was with Minnesota.
Right. And he was David Arias. Jesus Sucre. That's a small list, my man.
Thanks, Dave.
You'll have other milestones to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Hold on to that baby as long as you can. Sucre facing Cologne for the first time on 1. Cologne has retired first 8 men that he's faced.
And one of the few breaking balls that he has thrown. A little slider on the outside corner.
He really knows what he's doing out there. 1-2. Got the high strike. No complaint from Sucre. Colon 9 up, 9 down, and a 1-0 lead. Now it is time for you to tweet your photos using the hashtag MarinersFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown later in the game. It's brought to you by AT&T. Generational battle here at Safeco Field. 21-year-old Taijuan Walker against 41-year-old Bartolo Colon. And right now, Colon has the upper hand, a 1-0 lead. He's retired the first 9 that he's faced. And it's the same thing we saw in Anaheim with Garrett Richards on the mound. That was on Saturday when he retired the first 15 Mariners in a game that eventually went 3-2 Mariners. Dominic Leone picking up the win. That game in 12 innings. There's Lucas Duda to lead it off for the Mets. Duda, Bobby Abreu, Chris Young, 4, 5, and 6. That lineup. Duda first time up, struck out on a 1-2 pitch. 5 strikeouts for Taijuan Walker. He's got 4 of the last 6 men he's K'd. Up high to Duda. Mets come in 4th place in the National League East. 9 games off the pace set by Washington. Atlanta's 2 back. Mets are 12th in batting in the NL, 9th in runs, 13th in hits, 13th in home runs, 7th in ERA.
Mariners with the shift on with Duda hitting. Kyle Seager, the third baseman, on the right side of the infield.
A walk on a 3-1 pitch.
Well, we have a moment. Let's bring our left-hander in. Bill Kruger going to join us. Bill, Taijuan Walker, what are you seeing? What do you like so far? I like the fact that it looked to me as if he was nibbling off the edges in that first inning. In the second inning, I don't know what was said to him, but he's been very aggressive with his fastball.
Yeah, he got through the first inning, got his breath back, maybe a little bit nervous to start the game. But boy, those next 2 innings were about how I would have pictured him had I not ever seen him, just based upon reports. Big fastball, got ahead, used the curveball as a wipeout pitch, no cutters. challenged him, and then when he got ahead, he also elevated the fastball, which I think in his pitching style is a really effective pitch. So the last 2 innings, really impressive.
I thought, Bill, in his last outing that we saw, he was a little bit inconsistent with his curveball. At times, I thought he really had to slow down his arm just to try to get it somewhere in the area. I like it better if he just lets it rip, and when he does that, he seems to have a lot of bite to it.
Yeah, I think if you sort of can close your eyes and think of Doc Gooden. Now, we're not trying to make this kid Doc Gooden, but you remember him, just four-seamer that would climb and climb and climb, and a big 12-6 hook. That's the kind of style you'd like to see this young man emulate. He's coming open a little bit right now. That front shoulder's leaving him a little bit. Zunino's going to talk to him. But as you well know, Mike, a guy like that, when he starts to get you swinging at that fastball and raises it up, it's tough. It's tough to get on top of it when you've got, you know, Uncle Charlie in the back of your mind as well.
Well, I think that you're absolutely right, and I think with his fastball, is one of the comments that I made earlier in the broadcast, Bill, is just set up down the middle, and sometimes I think, especially because he's so young and he's obviously talented and a work in progress, but just set up down the middle and let him just fire away and see what happens with that. And so far, it looks like he has dominant stuff, and this will be a quick trip by Rick Waits. But wouldn't you agree with that? Just use your ability and just go get him.
I totally agree, Mike. Just forcing the baseball. You know, when he's gotten in trouble last game against Chicago, he started throwing that cut fastball, which is basically a 90-mile-an-hour cement mixer that says hit me. Throw that 95er up there. See what they can handle it. Like you said, give yourself some margin for error. You got enough life, you're going to be fine.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bill. Thanks for the insight.
You bet, Mike.
Here's Bobby Abreu. 2-0 count to the veteran. Duda's at first. Nobody out. 2-1. Two-one pitch coming. Missed away. So 3-1. Taiwan struck out 5, walked 3.
I think the other thing with Taiwan, Damon, you were talking about it earlier when you had your conversation about his mechanics and some of the things that he was trying to fix. I think we have all these high expectations, but one of the things that we have to continue to expect is he's going to be inconsistent with that. It's great that he has an idea of what he wants to do, but I think his ability to fix it maybe take him a little bit longer because he is so young.
Double play opportunity right here as Miller comes across. They get Abreu at first. Much needed double play for Taiwan Walker.
It looked like a good fastball in the outside corner, maybe even a little bit of run to it. And he's able to get the ground ball right off the end of the bat. You can see Abreu reaching for that fastball just off the outside corner and an easy turn.
So 2 outs here in the 4th. That'll bring up Chris Young. Chris popped out to Cano his first time. I'm sure one of the things Rick Waits, he saw the exact same stuff you and Bill saw. It looked like maybe that little tweak and a correction there. There's Felix in the background with a bat in his hand. Paid off.
No. Yeah. No, you're right. And I think the tendency is for him to overthrow at times and get back to his mechanics and let his arm speed work for him. 57 pitches. His pitch count now is in good shape after throwing 23 pitches in the first inning.
Jim Joyce granting timeout to Chris Young. Lloyd McClendon, his right-hand guy, Trent Jewett. Lloyd doesn't look like he's particularly pleased right now.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe it was the timeout. Like Chris Young, he has his pitcher out there and he just gets a double play ball. It looks like Walker wants to work quickly, get in a good rhythm, and Young called timeout a little bit late. Jim Joyce gave it to him. I'm wondering maybe that was part of the issue.
2-2 pitch. And with all of this, 1 run, 1 hit.
There's a lot of talent out there on the mound, Dave, again.
There's a lot of guys say, hey, can I struggle like that up in the big leagues? Hey, here's my hand. You see my hand up here?
Right. I think that you're absolutely right. He's walked 3 batters. But he also has the ability to get the strikeout. And again, he's going to be inconsistent. I was asked on the radio side before the game my expectations. And I said, I don't have any. He's a young man. And he can be dominant at times. And other times he's going to be a little bit wild. But another quick inning for him.
Ackley coming in. Miller going back. Brad makes the play. Double play, very helpful in the 4th for Taijuan Walker. Mets lead it 1-0. Game set, and you can ride with all your fans on Sound Transit and enjoy freedom from traffic and parking. Plan your next trip. Visit soundtransit.org. There we go. Just the 2nd time through the order. Bartolo Colon perfect through 3 with 3 strikeouts. Andy Chavez, James Jones, Robinson Cano. Strike 1 to Andy, flied out to center field, first time up.
Well, 2nd time through, they're going to have to find a way to get him in the stretch. Might take a bunt, base hit, or somebody working a walk, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen. He's throwing enough strikes. 10 batters that he's faced, 7 first pitch strikes for Colon. Quickly ahead of Chavez.
So Colon with the 3 Ks this afternoon. He's got 98 strikeouts against 18 walks. And what is now 129 2/3 innings on the season. Oh, 2 pitch.
His 50th pitch coming up.
Put it in play. Mounts it down to the shortstop, Tejada. Throws out Indy. 10 consecutive hitters retired right out of the box by Colon. Hey, Mariner fans, visit the Root Sports Pen for a Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy Night this Friday as the Mariners take on the Baltimore Orioles. Enter to win a 16-foot summer shandy canoe and enjoy summer shandies on tap for $5 each in the Pen, and that is available all night. Those balls are not included, I'm told. Mr. Jones looks at strike 1. Jody grounded out to short first time.
That looked like the best fastball we've seen from Cologne. 91 miles an hour.
The 0-2. Well, he can make that baseball do some things, can he?
Yeah, he can. He looks like he's out there just having a catch right now.
Bouncing ball to the second baseman, Murphy. 11 in a row retired. Brings up Cano. You can hear one of the fans standing. Come on, break it up. Let's go. Oh, yes, they're having fun. Bad shoulders. There's Cano. He bounced out second base. Another easy play. Murphy will throw out Cano. Mr. Cologne is perfect through 4. He got through the 4th with 10 pitches. Root Sports being brought to you by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. And by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box for the new Jalapeno Ranch or Barbecue Ultimate Cheeseburgers at participating restaurants. One attempt down the line. Looks good. Seager, better play. Got him. As Lagares tried to bunt his way on.
Well, now that he's made an all-star team, maybe he's not as underrated as a defender as I've been talking about, because it's tough to make that play any better than Kyle just did. It was a good bunt, and Kyle, with the bare hand, able to get rid of it quickly. And it all comes down to his feet. As soon as he plants that right foot again, he will get rid of it. An accurate throw, an easy play for Morrison. I like the fact that he threw it inside the line, too. So many times that ball will tail back into the runner. It makes it tougher for the first baseman. An easy play for Morrison at first because of the throw by Kyle.
We saw Taijuan Walker in that first game they pitched in Houston jump off the mound quickly. Do they have at some point, I mean, obviously you got to communicate on that play, but what did they discuss coming into a situation like that? Because that kid's a good athlete and so is the third baseman.
Well, Taijuan's going to try to go field anything that he can. And as you mentioned, he's a good athlete, but Kyle, his responsibility is to call him off and get him out of the way as soon as he can. And the only way that Kyle is going to do that is if he knows he can make the play. That's why sometimes you see him get tangled up. But really, if you can, Kyle will let him know.
Let him know, because he peeled pretty quick.
He peeled pretty well. And the other part, too, is Taijuan's a good athlete. He may have realized that it was going to be tough for him to get to that ball, so he'll just get out of the way and then hope for the best on his third baseman, and Kyle made a nice play on it.
He's coming in forward momentum that Taijuan would have had to catch and spin.
Yeah, you can take a look at it right here. Again, it's a good bunt down the line. Taijuan starts for it. I'm going to guess, looking at that right there, that Kyle called him off. I think Kyle let him know that he had it. And Taijuan, a good enough athlete to peel off and get out of the way. The one thing that we have seen, Dave, is sometimes the pitchers, they just can't do it. Once they get started, they're just going to continue.
The play, I still laugh every time I think about it. The play made in Houston last year, and Smoke said that's the hardest ball anybody's ever thrown to me. When he jumped off the swinging bunt, third base, flat-footed, and must have thrown it 110. Smoke was
felt like a shot put in his glove when he caught it.
Really? 1-1. And of course, Smokey in that deadpan, man, that was the hardest ball anybody ever threw me.
Well,
that was funny. Smokey was funny that day, man.
I think Taijuan was probably a little excited too. He let it fly.
1-2. That is a foul ball off the bat of Ruben Tejada. Tap back to Taijuan to end the second inning.
Taijuan started the game. He was around 92 miles an hour, and it looked to me that he was just trying to feel his way through the first inning. He had to throw 23 pitches, trying to work off the edge of the plate. Since then, and I'm sure it was through a conversation in the dugout with Rick Waits, he's been 94, 95, going right after guys.
Rick Waite's been a great addition to this ball club. Pitching coach, a very good communicator, and not a bad dancer with Tom Wilhelmsen out in right field on occasion.
He likes to have fun. Well, it shows when you look at the numbers for the Mariners and their pitching.
One and two. Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. .93 miles an hour.
Yeah, and it was one of those situations where he was making some good pitches away. They wanted to come inside just to move him off the plate, open up the outer half, and this one gets away from Taijuan.
Great line in the movie The Graduate back in 1964. The future's in plastics. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh.
And take another look at it. Again, leaning out over the plate. Fortunate that he was able to turn his head just in time, and that is a solid hit. So hopefully he's going to be okay. They'll take him out of the game just in case. You can already see right there on his forehead where that ball hit him.
Boy, oh boy, that is so scary. Eric Campbell will take over.
I'll tell you, one of the things that I like is after this, again, you're right. Thank goodness for those helmets. Is after they were walking him off, walking Tejada off the field, Rick Waits immediately went out to the mound.
He knows as well as anybody he was a good pitcher in his day, and he's seen a lot, done a lot in the course of his career, and he knows how that can shake a guy up.
Right.
How does it not?
Yeah, obviously it's not intentional, and anytime you get up around the head area with somebody, it's obviously dangerous, and it will shake you up. And I think it was great that Rick went out to the mound. Sucre, also the catcher, immediately.
Needs to bounce back.
It reminds me, too, of a conversation I had with Rick, and we were talking about pitching inside. And he said as kids are growing up, so many of them pitch away, and they don't pitch inside, and they don't know how to pitch inside.
It's like I've had old timers say guys don't know how to get out of the way.
Right. Well, that's true. That is true. As you take a look at Taijuan and see his reaction after this fastball gets away from him.
(2-0) as we get back to the top of the order, and Eric Young Jr.
Well, if you think about it as a hitter, if what you're seeing, the majority of the pitches are away from you, and you start to dive out over the plate, and you don't have a concern about somebody coming inside, you're not going to be in a position really to help yourself. And sometimes, Dave, it just gets away, and there's nothing that you can do about it. The hitter or the pitcher, it just happens.
Two-seamer running in on that right-hander.
There's nothing that you can do. You know, I talk about it from time to time, and you don't really understand it, but you have to have a certain amount of courage to stand in that batter's box, and there's an example of why, because if you want to have success, you have to hang in there. And sometimes you can't afford to give ground, and there's a certain amount of trust that you have with that pitcher. Dominic Leone, it looks like he's starting to get loose in the pen. It'll be the fourth walk for Taijuan.
Struck out 5, walked 4. Giving up a run on 1 hit. Run scored in the first inning. Eric Young Jr. walked, stole second, scored on the Daniel Murphy RBI double into the left field corner. Here is Murphy. Second time up, he fly to left. So the young man battle back here.
I like the call of that first pitch. First pitch curveball. Get him back to mechanics. It's a safe pitch for him to throw and get a strike. If you're going to have success at this level, you have to pitch inside. And we saw that last night from Ramirez. He hit 2 batters. Fortunately, it was on the hand. I think 1 off the elbow, but you have to get in there from time to time.
Ground ball is going to get out of it. Cano throws out Murphy. Hopefully, all the best to Ruben Tejada. That's lead it 1-0. And coming up on the very immediate schedule, the boys from Charm City, Baltimore. The Orioles coming to town. CenturyLink link to what's next here. Your pitching matchups and some good ones too. Chen against Iwakuma. Gausman against Felix Hernandez. Bud Norris, we've seen him when he was with Houston. Goes against Chris Young and Miguel Gonzalez. don't believe we've seen him. Goes against Roenis Elias. Story today, Bartolo Colon, 41 years old, is 12 up and 12 down. For the first 4 innings, he's got Kyle Seager, Corey Hart, Logan Morrison, 4, 5, and 6 in the Mariner batting order. First inning RBI by Daniel Murphy, the only tally, and that's the only hit. The Murphy double to left field. Drive to right. Chris Young is there, 1 away.
3 strikeouts, 5 ground ball outs for Colon so far.
Seager now 0 for 2. He struck out his first time, as did Corey Hart, who's the next hitter. Ball 1 in the court. Strike. Other afternoon action. Royals lead at the White Sox 2-1, bottom 9 in Chicago. Top 6 in Colorado, and Denver 3-2 Rockies over the Nationals. Tigers killing Arizona 7-0, top 5. Another fly ball. It's deep to right. On the track is Chris Young. 2 outs. 14 in a row retired. Hey, when you bring the whole family to Safeco Field, make sure to visit the Moose Den, presented by Seattle Children's. There you're going to be able to meet the Mariner Moose throughout the game and get a picture with the best mascot in baseball. A lot of kids in the ballpark today. It's camp day. And they're watching Bartolo Colon set down the first 14 men that he's faced. Here's Logan Morrison. Almost flied out to left. Colon coming into today's game a 12-1 mark here at Safeco Field. 19-12 over the course of his long career against the Mariners.
We talked about it coming into the game. He's around 82% fastballs in this one today. He's at 77%. A lot of fastballs from him. Working both sides of the plate. Moving fastball right there. Again, taking some on, adding a little bit. Just really doing a good job. Last fastball, 86 miles an hour. He's topped out at 91.
Colon has 1 career, 1 hitter on the books. He's ahead here, 1 and 2, 2 out, nobody on. Richards and the Angels on Saturday night set down the first 15 men that he faced. Mariners eventually won that game 3-2 in 12 innings. The 1-2 struck him out, and Bartolo Colon has set down the first 15 men that he's faced. Perfect through 5. of the 6th. Camp day here at Safeco Field. Under the roof as we check out the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. See a lot of the Baltimore Orioles 7 times in the next 10 games. And then back home for Atlanta and the White Sox. And here's where the Orioles stand right now as one of the division leaders. And only 2.5 games separate the Orioles and the Mariners. That second group, obviously, these are the teams vying for the 2 spots, the 2 wild card spots. And this is going to be a wacky race coming down the stretch. The Mariners are finished with the Yankees, but have the Blue Jays for 7 and the Indians for 3 more. David Wright, Lucas Duda, and Bobby Abreu, 3, 4, and 5 in the Met lineup against Taijuan Walker. Taijuan with 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, and hit a batter, giving up 1 run on 1 hit. Well, 2 strikes there, David Wright. Fly to center and struck out. Broken bat looper over Morrison's head. Wright will hold. He double checks and makes sure the catcher's not right behind him. A base hit for David Wright. That's the second Met base hit this afternoon. Time now for a Geico This Date in MLB History. 2 years ago, Mariners pick up Danny Farquhar and DJ Mitchell from the Yankees in exchange for Ichiro. Remember, I was just pulling into the parking lot. Said, Ichiro got traded to the Yankees. What?
That was a strange day, wasn't it?
It sure was. He just moved across to the other clubhouse. Yankees were in town that day. Got a great ovation from the fans here.
I can't remember. Did he play that night?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember when he went out, it looked strange to see him out in right field, and all the fans out there were giving him big applause. There's Lucas Duda, strike out and a walk. Back. Taijuan's given up a run on 2 hits. Meanwhile, the other side of the coin, Bartolo Colon perfect through 5 innings. 15 up, 15 down. Ball and 2 strikes. Not much of a lead for David Wright. About a step and a half. Taijuan gets him back.
86 pitches, 50 strikes for Taijuan.
Bullpen quiet at the moment. Long hold by Sucre. He wanted that one 2-2.
He tried to help it back to the outside corner, but Jim Joyce wasn't buying.
Jim Joyce in his 26th year Major League service. Fouled off. Shift on for Duda. 2-2 pitch. David Wright at first. Full count.
Next pitch will be 90 for Walker, and we're going to get somebody up in the pen now.
Bobby Abreu on deck.
And it looks like it's Dominic Leone again.
3-2 to Duda. Way outside. It's a fifth walk. 5 strikeouts for Taiwan. Don't miss the second Safeco Field fireworks show of the season. Join us Friday. Comes after the Mariners-Orioles game for Seattle's largest sing-along. Set the fireworks. Get your tickets. Mariners.com. Felix on the mound as well. Part of the Kings Court. Could have a nice crowd. Weather's supposed to pick up a little bit on Friday. A little jam here for Taiwan Walker. Weather forecast mid-70s, sunny on Friday. And 80 is projected temperature for Saturday and Sunday day games. Bobby Abreu walked and bounced into a double play. Here comes Rick Waits bouncing out of the dugout.
Yeah, shoulder flying open again. Last couple of pitches well off the plate away. Both of them up. He had to make a few trips out to the mound today.
Message conveyed by Rick Waits. 1-0 to Abreu. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. So 2-0. Time to focus. On deck, hitters Chris Young. Tim Tuffle, the third base coach there to the left. Dominic Leone getting ready quickly.
I'm sure he's ready to go. It's the second time he's been up. And he's now at 94 pitches.
Here comes Lloyd.
Yeah.
Not surprised. That ball 4. Lloyd was starting to make his move. That'll do it for Taiwan Walker today. 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. He's just loaded the bases here in the 6th. Mets lead it 1-0. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. Cloudy and rainy here in the Emerald City. One to the roof at Safeco Field, 1-0 Mets, and they threaten here in the 6th, chasing Taijuan Walker. Just loaded him up with his 6th walk. Here's a look at his line.
5+ for him. Only 2 hits, but 6 walks, 5 strikeouts, 94 pitches, 51 strikes. See the 1 run, and it was earned, but he is responsible for all 3 base runners. It was a leadoff base hit by Wright, and then a couple of walks behind him to load him up. Dominic Leone will take over for the Mariners. His 38th appearance on the year, 2.16 ERA, 46 strikeouts in 41 2/3. Opponents hitting just 231 off of Dominic. Good fastball. He'll be right around 95 miles an hour. Hard breaking ball.
Nice weight service. Leave a big tip. Folks right behind home plate. Matter at hand, Dominic Leone. Welcome to the fire. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Wright, Duda, and Abreu, the base runners.
The Mets 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position this afternoon.
There's Chris Young. Nobody out. Ball 1. Inside corner, strike 1-1.
Take a look at the defense. James Jones in center field, shading towards the left. Everybody else straight up.
Chris Young, bases loaded this year, 1 for 5 with 2 runs knocked in. Here's 1-1 pitch. Chopper to Seager. Come home, get the lead runner, and that's all they get. It's an important out. Well done. It's the ball to Sucre.
Kyle thought about charging all the way. He realizes he has a little bit of time, so he puts on the brakes, gets a better hop. And the force out at the plate.
A 5-2 fielder's choice. Base is still loaded. Juan Lagares, the hitter, the center fielder, struck out on an 0-2 pitch in the 2nd. Tried to bunt his way on in the 5th, and Seager made a lovely play to throw him out. Jones, get a chance to show off that arm. And that ball's tailing on him big time. Scoring is Duda. So an RBI for Lagares, his 26. Mets lead 2-0. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. So the catcher, Anthony Recker, his turn. He's 0 for 2. Runners at first and second now. Seager, easy play, goes short way to Cano, and that'll do it. Nice job to limit the damage to 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, couple left. Mets lead it 2-0. Star of the show, Bartolo Colon. So take a look at our Columbia Bank difference in the ball game. How about his line, Mike?
He has been outstanding. 5 innings. Has not given up a hit. He's perfect so far. No walks. You expected the no walks. 4 strikeouts, 65 pitches for Colon. And again, using a lot of fastballs. He's been right around 80% fastballs. Using on both sides of the plate, changing speeds, using a good sinker at times.
See if Dustin Ackley can get something started here. Ackley, Miller, Sucre, 7, 8, 9 in the order. Colon has retired the first 15 men that he's faced. Ackley today. Flied out the center. Colon's only had 3 3-ball counts today. Pitch. Back with a strike. Bartolo Colon, born in Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. Right at the center fielder Lagares. 1 away. Bring up Brett Miller. Brad today has fouled out the third baseman David Wright.
Well, so far Dustin with the 2 best at bats off of Colon. Hit one deep out to left center field for a fly out, and then that line drive.
Strike 1.
That hasn't changed his approach. Comes right back with another fastball.
Got to play 0-2. 4 strikeouts, no walks for Colon. No runs, no hits. First pitch strikes in his favor. Colon covers. 2 away. There's up Jesus Sucre.
Brad Miller tried to find a hole on the right side of the infield. They're in good shape. Easy backhanded play for him, and Colon gets off the mound quickly.
Sucre took a called 3rd strike his first time. There's David Wright. Takes his time, throws out Sucre. Perfection continues through 6 for Colon, a 2-0 Met lead. It has been the Bartolo Colon show here this afternoon. He's perfect through 6. Taijuan Walker started for the Mariners, went 5+, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, walked 6, struck out 5. And RBIs today for the Mets. Daniel Murphy, an RBI double in the first, and a sacrifice fly from Juan Lagares in the 6th, the only scoring. For Colon, 4 strikeouts in his perfect 6 innings. And just as the forecast said, on Colon, he's doing exactly what we thought he would do.
Not a lot of fastballs again, working both sides of the plate, trying to keep the ball down on the ground. Starting to get more ground ball outs.
Well, here's an interesting matchup. A couple of guys from Norwich, Connecticut. They know each other for years. Eric Campbell's about 4 years older than Dominic Leone, but the families are good friends back in Connecticut. Dominic was always the little guy palling around with Eric and his crew. Eric played his college ball at Boston College. Talking to Dom about Eric the other day, said both families very close. It's got to be a heck of a thrill.
Well, he's come at him with a couple of good fastballs. The first one down the middle. Campbell a little bit late on it. That one inside.
Everybody in Norwich, Connecticut, watching and listening to this one. That's going to be a riot. I was a little punk kid when I was growing up, you know. Now I got to face him here. What, are you kidding me?
Think he wants to strike him out?
Oh, badly. Because you want, when you go home, dude, what up?
Well, the good news, both of them playing well. Campbell stepping at .327 batting average for him. And Dominic having a great first half of the season. 2.11 ERA.
Good heat. Full count. Three and 2 pitch. Struck him out for the first battle of Norwich, won by Dominic Leone.
Take a look at the last pitch. Just a good fastball running in on his hands.
Top of the order now, and Eric Young Jr. Little Ewise walked twice, struck out, got a stolen base, and scored the first run of the ball game. Father, first base coach, the Colorado Rockies. Felix, we got to get a baseball card with him on the bat. We've got all the pictures with him on the mound. We got to get one with a bat in his hand.
You would think that would be easy to do. He always has one when he's in the dugout.
Bet he can tell you the smell in the air, the temperature, the time of day, and which way the wind was blowing when he hit that grand slam against Johan Santana back in 08 at Chase Stadium.
Cold, blustery wind blowing straight in. Turned it around.
That's right. Curtis hit a great line. He said he can't tell you what the ball looked like because his eyes were closed. 0-2 to Eric Young Jr.
He just spoiled a perfect pitch from Dominic on the outside corner. Nobody throwing in the Mariners' pen.
Felix, a 118. 4 for 34. Felix is a hitter. He's knocked in 7 runs. There's 4 hits, obviously 4 grand slams.
Yeah.
Two pitch through the hole, a base hit. Young is a legit base stealing threat, 4th in the National League. He's got 1 stolen base today, his 26th.
Couldn't catch up to the fastball, so they go with a breaking ball and he slaps it through the hole on the left side of the infield.
Just the 3rd hit for the Mets this afternoon. There's Danny Murphy. He got the first and drove in the first run. He's 1 for 3.
And with that base hit, it looks like Joe Bime will start to get loose in the Mariner pen.
Murphy's found a home at second base. In fact, made the All-Star team. This year when he came up to the Mets, it was all hit, not much of a glove, but he's made himself into a good second baseman. Go 2-0. 3-0 to Murphy with David Wright on deck.
A couple of left-handers do up after Wright, Duda and Abreu. Reason why Bimel's getting loose in the pen.
Strike, 3-1. Double play depth up the middle for the Mariners. 3-1 pitch. Up high, lost him. 2 men aboard. That's the first walk issued by Dominic Leone. Join us as we induct the man who led the Mariners to 840 wins and 3 division championships during his reign as Seattle's manager. Saturday, August 9th, Lou Piniella is going to be inducted into the Mariners Hall of Fame during a special pregame ceremony. It starts at 5:30. Make sure to also arrive early. Be one of the first 20,000 fans to pick up a collectible Sweet Lou bobblehead courtesy of Root Sports. Great seats, they're available at mariners.com. The halcyon days of the franchise under Mr. Piniella. Two on for the Mets, 1 out. Our captain David Wright looks at strike 1.
Right, you can see 1 for 3. His base hit, little jam shot into right field for a base hit his last time up.
Late 0-2.
The Mets this afternoon 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Mariners have had to pitch around 7 walks this afternoon.
Go through the signs again. Oh, 2. Bounced up there.
Out of the 7 walks, 2 of them have scored.
Just joining us, Bartolo Colon, perfect through 6 innings, 4 strikeouts. That's with a run in the first, a run in the 6th. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Dominic right now struggling a little bit with his command. I'd like to get a double play ball and get off the field. Again, the Mets just 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
Two. Through the whole base hit. Young can fly. He's coming around. Here's Ackley's throw. It is not in time. Head first dive by Eric Young Jr. 3-0 New York Mets on the RBI by David Wright. Moving up to second is Daniel Murphy. So Eric Young Jr. scored twice today. David Wright with his 51st run batted in.
He finds a hole on the left side of the infield on this slider. Wanted to go down and away from it. Didn't quite get it away far enough. And he picks up a base hit with the speed of Young. He scores easily on the play. And that will be it for Leon. Boyd McClendon out to the mound. Joe Beimel come into the game.
Young's in there safely. Pitching change. Leon leaves and Beimel will make his entry when we come back.
Well, 3-0 to the Mets. Hi, everyone. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk. And yes, the roof is over, the playing surface here at Safeco Field, but everybody's still having a good time staying dry. It's time for our AT&T fan photos of the game. Make sure you tweet your photos to hashtag Mariners fan photo to have it shown in upcoming broadcasts. And we've got Kelsey here along with several of her friends, and I should say teammates, because apparently it's a reunion of college softball players. All right, guys, let's get you back upstairs.
Angie, thank you so much. Guy wearing a Doc Gooden jersey. It was May 14th, 1996. Doc Gooden threw a no-no against the Mariners.
Member of the Yankees.
That was at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Member of the Yankees. And Doc at that stage wasn't blowing mid-90s, but you know, he had enough good stuff and was painting the corners. I remember he had some good breaking balls. Probably low 90s at high 80s at that point.
A lot like Cologne.
Precisely. An old head who knew what he was doing.
Let's see if Joe Beimel can get a double play.
Ball one to Lucas Duda. 36,224 on hand here.
Numbers for Beimel, 2-1 record on the year. He's pitched well. A 1.45 ERA for him in 31 innings, 17 strikeouts, 11 walks. Opponents hitting .243 against Joe.
One out, runners at first and second. A comebacker off of Joe's glove. Throws over and he retires Duda. Runners move up, 2 away. Down to third goes Murphy and over to second David Wright. And that'll bring up Bobby Abreu.
Abreu 0 for 1. A couple of walks this afternoon, not surprising. He's been a patient hitter throughout his career. Typically takes a lot of pitches.
Very discerning eye. Two outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Strike one from Joe B. Six for 11 against Joe Beimel. Joe's ahead 0-2.
Expect him to hit the ball the other way. Ackley towards the line. Jones in left center field. Both of them shallow.
0-2 pitch. It's not biting. To keep it to a 1-run frame here. 1-2 pitch here to Abreu. 2-2.
Colon has spent a lot of time in the dugout. Hopefully the Mariners will be able to get to him in the bottom of the 7th.
2-2 pitch. Comebacker. So Joe Beimel gets the job done. Couple comebackers. A run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for the Mets, who lead at 3-0. Coming up for the Mariners, Chavez, Jones, and Cano. Top of the order as they try to break up the perfect game of Bartolo Colon. to you by Washington's Lottery and the Department of Imagination. What would you do if you won? Look at happenings on First Avenue. 3-0 Mets. Bartolo Colon perfect through 6. R.A. Dickey used to be with the Mariners and with the Mets, and back in 2012 he didn't throw any no-hitters, but he threw back-to-back one-hitters in June of 2012 en route to the National League Cy Young Award in that season. Andy Chavez, top of the order here in the home 7th. Popped it up. David Ray, 1 out. "19 consecutive hitters retired by Bartolo Colon, 41-year-old. Originally out of Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic, lives in Clifton, New Jersey now.
I assume you're good with him bunting for a base hit right here, aren't you?
Why not?
You're down 3-0.
My name's not Colby Lewis. Come on.
Just making sure. I'm all for it.
You believe he got hacked off at that the other day?
I don't understand it at all. No, I don't get it.
Texas against Toronto was a 9 big lead for Toronto.
2-0.
2-0. Is that what it was? And it was a shift.
Yeah, the shift.
Colby Rasmus laid down a bunt. And Colby Lewis is screaming that that's not how you play the game. Really?
Feel that way about it, don't put the shift on. How about that?
One-two to Jones, and he's gone. 20 in a row retired. Strikeout number 5. Seems like he's picking up momentum. RBI baseball is back with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style baseball game you've been missing. Visit RBIGame.com for more details and download today on your console and mobile device.
We have Robinson Cano. Cano was grounded out to second both at bats. See if he tries to take him the other way.
Last no-hitter thrown by Santana. And Santana, you know, he has not been the same. The only no-hitter. His career's gone downhill since then. He threw upwards of 140 pitches in that game. And Cano's got a 1-1 count. Two and 1 to Cano. Two balls, 2 strikes. As you mentioned, Mr. Colon 12 and 1 here at Safeco Field. 2.10 ERA, 23 earned runs in 98 2/3 entering today's action. The scouting report we generally have talked about on him, boy, he has executed it fabulously to this point.
He has, and even with Cano, you can see throws the pitch inside, moves his feet around, goes right back away from him with a 2-seam fastball.
2-2. And there's a first base knock in the ball game. Robinson Cano, the number 2 hitter in the American League, breaks it up after Colon retired the first 20 men that he faced.
Solid line drive base hit. No complaining about that. Pretty good pitch, too, just off the outside corner as Cano goes with it. Talking about it, him grounding out to second his first couple times up. Hit the ball the other way. It's been a strong suit for Robinson in his career, and lines this one out into left field. So Colon will hit from the stretch for the first time this afternoon. Kyle Seager stepping in.
First hit of the ball game for the Mariners. Slow roller right to Murphy. And that'll do it for the Mariners. They do break up the perfecto, but still trail after 7 complete, 3-0. Broke up the perfect game bid by Bartolo Colon with a 2-out single in the 7th. Got a 2-seamer running away, our Seattle City Light power play. And he drove it to left field for a base hit. The only hit for the Mariners here today. And if somebody had laid down a bunt or something, I got no problem with that whatsoever.
I never understood that. You're trying to win the game, right?
Hello.
I guess if it's 9-0, I could understand it, but you're still in it.
There's a drive deep to left, and it's hooking foul. That off the bat of Chris Young. Chris 0 for 3 today. Beimel continues. Came on to get the last 2 outs of the 7th inning. Like Pete Rose complained about Gene Garber throwing him changeups when Pete had his hitting streak on the line. They don't have to give you a fastball. He's trying to get you out.
It's part of the game. That's the object, isn't it?
Come on.
And I'm sure that Pete Rose had his share of base hits on the changeup from time to time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As one of my all-time favorite people, Herm Edwards from the National Football League. You play to win the game. Cano breaking up the perfecto. And this whole code nonsense. Hey, you don't do that to break a shot. Come on, get out of here. Trying to get on base. Get somebody on to the next guy might launch one, and you're right back in it, for crying out loud.
Right. Well, that's the whole point.
Check swing, foul off, 1-2. Young, Lagares, and Recker 6, 7, and 8 for the Mets in the 8th inning. Mets 3 runs on 4 hits. Jam shot, pulled it foul. And Farquhar heating up. Kuma will be going tomorrow against the Baltimore Orioles. Felix goes on Friday. Kuma and Felix push back a day. Came out of his first start after the All-Star break, 77 pitches. They check down to Marvin Hudson. And Chris Young is gone. One out. Kuma was tired after those 77 pitches. It happens. Coors Banquet and the Wildland Firefighter Foundation support the brave firefighters who protect us. A donation of 25 cents from each case of Coors Banquet purchased between now and August 31st goes to the Wildland Firefighter Foundation. Please help us protect our West and support our wildland firefighters. One down here in the Mets 8th. First strikeout for Joe Beimel. Ball 1 to Juan Lagares. Sacrifice fly in the 6th. Plated the Mets' second run. Two out. Take off for Milwaukee before heading home for Philly and San Francisco after this afternoon's game. About back 2-1. Mariners in the bottom of the 8th inning will have Hart, Morrison, and Ackley. 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Two and two.
Good job by Joe to get back in the count. Missed with a couple of change-ups off the plate away. We'll get back in the count with 2 fastballs. That last one elevated a little bit. Lagares late on it.
Jones a little bit to his left. There to make the play. 2 outs. Mariners still have some action left with the National League East. Washington will be in here in late August. Atlanta will be here in early August for 2 games. And the Mariners go to Philly for 3 games, 18th, 19th, and 20th of August. Here comes Lloyd McClendon, going to make a pitching change. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Mariners trail 3-0 as Danny Farquhar will take over. but they got some tough games coming up. 4 at home against Baltimore, 3 at Cleveland, scene of many nightmares last year, and then 3 in Baltimore. An important stretch. Yet another important stretch of this season.
And Baltimore in first place in the East, Cleveland in second place.
They're nipping at the Mariners' heels in that wild card chase.
Danny Farquhar will take over. 40 appearances on the year for Danny, a 2.68 ERA, 50 strikeouts in the 43 and 2/3 innings that he has worked. Opponents hitting .232 off of Danny. Good fastball, 95 miles an hour. We use a cutter at about 90. 12-6 curveball and a changeup to left-handers.
There's Anthony Recker, the catcher. 0 for 3. One pitch, popped it up. Danny calling for it. Now coming in is Brett Miller. And that'll do it. Home eighth coming up. Hart, Morrison, Ackley. I guess Bartolo Colon has got a one-hitter working. Nothing Mets, bottom of the 8th inning here at Safeco Field. It's summer Sundays at Safeco Field. Means it's time for another KeyBank run around the bases. After the Mariners-Orioles game at 1:10, all kids 14 and under, they're invited down onto the field to circle the diamond just like their favorite Mariners. Join the fun when you visit Mariners.com to pick up tickets for the entire family. Well, Robinson Cano broke up the perfecto after the first 20 Mariners was set down in order by Bartolo Colon. Only base runner today. If Corey Hart can get something going here in the 8th inning. Hart, Morrison, and Ackley.
And Colon in good shape. You can see his pitch count there. 84 pitches, 58 strikes for him.
Corey 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly to right. Strikeouts for Colon. He has been in command. Run in the first, a run in the 6th, a run in the 7th for the Mets. Cano broke up the perfecto. 2 outs in the 7th. Two and one. Unofficially, I've got Colon for just 3 3-ball counts all afternoon. 2-2. Did not bite, so the count runs full. Colon's one of the real notable short armors we've seen the last, 15, 20 years, right?
Yeah, most of the time scouts see that and they're thinking there's going to be elbow problems, but what a career.
Fouled off.
Trying to remember all the way back to '97 when he pitched in the Kingdome. I think he's always been that way.
Oh, no question about it. Yeah. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Corey Hart. Rolled over on it. That is a foul ball. Quick call by Corey Blazer, third base umpire.
And a good thing. Nice play by David Wright. Talk about it all the time. Go ahead and make the play. The umpire will make the call for you. And he made it. I think that's the right call. That ball was foul.
Do it again here, 3-2. First walk of the afternoon. Second base runner for the Mariners.
Surprised to see him throw a breaking ball right there. Yeah, throw a lot of fastballs.
Got some stirring down there. Danny Evelyn, the former Oakland Athletic, starting to heat up. Logan Morrison a fly to right. Make that fly to left and a strikeout tonight. Strike one.
Colon now at 93 pitches. His season high is 121 pitches. Amelia also starting to get loose. We saw him last night.
It wasn't bad.
No, good arm. He was 97 miles an hour.
Strike two for Logan Morrison. Three, 4-0, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mets. No runs, 1 hit for the Mariners. That pitch off the plate, 1-2. Fouled off. A 3-0 New York Met lead. Daniel Murphy, a first inning RBI double. 6th inning, sac fly by Juan Lagares. 7th inning, David Wright, an RBI single. Left field for Eric Young Jr. One out. Root Sports looking for the ultimate Northwest fan from the state of Alaska. It's throughout this month of July. Send us your photo and story using hashtag UltimateNWFan, AK, or by email at ultimatefan@rootsports.com. You could win a trip, a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September, personalized jersey, and more. For official rules, visit rootsports.com.
Dustin Ackley 0 for 2, but he's hit the ball hard twice. Both of them out to center field. A couple of flyouts for him. One was a line drive. The other one took Lagares up against the wall.
Base hit through the hole right side. Corey Hart will hold at second. Mariners going to bring the tying run to the plate. So a walk, a fly out by Morrison, and a base hit by Ackley here in the 8th.
It looks like Colon takes a lot off of this fastball, trying to get the ground ball, maybe a double play, but Dustin Ackley has been a hot hitter for the Mariners. Hits it hard through the hole on the right side of the infield. So 3 good at-bats for Dustin Ackley again. He's having a really good month of July.
Great opportunity here. One swing, Brad Miller could tie it up. Strike one.
Sucre waiting on deck. So Lloyd McClendon on the bench. You have Zunino, Romero, and Willie Bloomquist.
Brad Miller rides one. Right field, deep, off the fence on a line. Corey Hart scores. Ackley held it third. Oh baby, about 4 more feet. Way to tie ball game. As it is, the Mariners in still great position. 1 out, a run in, and runners at second and third. RBI for Brad Miller is 26th on his 9th double. Nice work by Brad.
Yeah, he just didn't get enough air underneath it. This is a screaming line drive out to the gap in right field, right center field. The Mets play shallow for the most part. No chance to get back in time.
Terry Collins comes out to make a pitching change. Well, it wasn't even 4 feet. It was about 1.5 feet from tying this ball game up. So pitching change. Bartolo Colon perfect through the first 20 men that he's faced. Gives up a Cano base hit, now charged with the run here in the 8th. And the Mariners trying to get back in it.
Hit for Sucre. Hey, tomorrow we have got a really interesting pitching matchup. Kuma made his first MLB start against Baltimore. Tomorrow he'll make his second on the other side of things. Wei-Yin Chen. He was born in Taiwan, but prior to coming to the States, he pitched in Japan for years. Then we've got Felix Hernandez, Bud Norris, and Chris Young in game 3, and then Miguel Gonzalez and Romanis Elias in game 4 against the Birds. Guys, back to you.
All right, Angie, thank you. That's the beginning of a very important stretch as the Mariners will play 7 games in 10 days against the Baltimore Orioles. Right now, at hand, tying run at second. Willie Bloomquist going to pinch hit against Juris Familia, hard-throwing right-hander.
Fastball will be around 96, 97 miles an hour with some run to it. Also a hard slider. And the Mets up a couple of runs will play their infield back, so Ackley will score on a ground ball.
Well, Garris looking into his bench. Tim Tuffle lining up the outfield out there. Center fielder Lagares, very shallow. Swing and a miss, foul tip by Willie. Talking to Willie, he's caught some hard breaks last few games. He's swung the bat well, but he's been punched out on some called strikes that have been questionable, and that's being charitable saying that. So he's not going to risk anything close. He's swinging.
Well, I think he thought he was going to get the first pitch fastball. With Familia, we talked about it, 97 miles an hour, started him off with a slider down.
Willie consulting with Howard Johnson before going up to the plate. Here's the 0-1. 0-2.
A couple of hard sliders. Take a look at the last pitch.
What a dive on that one. Fighting downward. Familia ready. Here comes the 0-2 to Willie Bloomquist. Up the middle. Tejada. Safe. 3-2 ball game.
That'll bring Terry Collins out of the dugout. The Mariners will get at least 1 run on the play. Just a matter of whether or not Willie Bloomquist will get a hit. Ackley scores on the play. Miller moves up to third. Let's take a look at it. Willie hustling the entire way. Good look at our McDonald's Supermo. And I think they're going to overturn it. The run will count. Makes it a 1-run ball game. Miller did move up to third, but it looks like they just barely get Willie. Did a good job. Did his job again. Put the ball in play. Make sure you pick up the run. A couple of tough pitches. All 3 pitches down from Willie, but able to get the bat on it and almost had a base hit. I think they'll overturn it. But again, the run will count.
That was quick. Willie's out. Dives in a run. Over to third. Miller. Got a 1-run ball game.
And another look. We'll look to Indy Chavez now to come up with a clutch base hit and tie this game up. There's the definitive look.
Chance for Indy to tie it up here. 3-2 ball game. That was tough, close play at first. Strike 1. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mets. 2-4-0 for the Mariners. Indy 0 for 3. Brad Miller's at third. One to Indy. Good save by Recker, the catcher. 1-1. Endo Rodney ready to throw the 9th inning. Mets outfield shallow for Chavez, the center fielder. Lagares a couple of about 3-4 steps towards left center. 1-1 pitch. 1-2. One-two pitch. Just staying alive.
Best fastball so far at 97 on the outside corner.
Terry Collins, manager of the Mets, and Lloyd McClendon go back to days in Pittsburgh, 92-93. Collins was a coach on those Pittsburgh Pirate teams that Lloyd played on. 1-2, struck him out. That'll do it for the Mariners in the 8th inning. 2 runs on 2 hits and leave a man. Made it a little bit closer. It's 3-2 Mets. Mets in the lead. Mike Zunino takes over behind the plate for Jesus Sucre, who was pinch hit for by Willie Bloomquist. Danny Farquhar continues. He threw 1 pitch to get the 3rd out in the 8th. Got Eric Campbell as first hitter here in the 9th inning. Campbell, Young, and Murphy 9-1-2. Bartolo Colon perfect through the first 20 men that he faced. Here's a ground ball to Miller. Quick release. 1 out. Nice play by Brett.
Mejia starting to throw in the pen for the Mets. He pitched in last night's ball game.
Got a ground out, a walk, and a double play to end it last night.
Good sinking fastball. He'll be in the low 90s with it, and a slider. Back to the top of the lineup for the Mets.
Eric Young Jr. has had a good day, scoring twice, walked twice, got a stolen base, and a base hit in the 7th. Chopper to Cano. 2 outs. And that will bring up Daniel Murphy. First hit, first RBI in a ball game back in the 1st inning. 1 for 3 on the day with a walk. Bartolo Colon, big part of this story, retiring the first 20 men that he faced until Cano. 2 outs in the 7th. 2-2 pitch, a sharp single to left field. Break up the perfect game performance.
Colon 7 1/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. He only walked 1 batter for 101 pitches, 69 strikes for Colon.
James Jones going to lead it off. The bottom of the 9th for the Mariners. Two balls, 1 strike. Two. Boy, Benny, I like the way he operates. Doesn't nibble, comes right after. It was the time last year he was nibbling a little bit. Not this year. Totally different. Breaking ball and a beauty. Retired all 4 men that he faced here this afternoon. He's done his job. Some offense. Jones. You got Cano. And you got Seager. Does that spell some runs? They could use it. Down 1. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Here at Safeco Field. Fans got their rally caps on as we look at the next 10 games, and some big ones too. 7 times the next 10 games are going to play the Baltimore Orioles. And a note that Saturday we're on the air at 12:30 at Seafair, and you get a little doubleheader action for you. You can come to the Mariner game about a 1:10 start, and then you got the Torchlight Parade, and then Chip Hanauer was here, retired hydroplane superstar. Got the first pitch earlier. See me go. You want to take a ride with him, Mike?
No, thank you. Again, we saw Mejia last night. 5-3 record. He has 12 saves on the year, 12 out of 14. 3.8 ERA, 66 strikeouts, 32 walks. That's a big number in 66 in a third. Opponent's hitting .253. He's given up 6 home runs this year, and he'll be up against the Mariners' best. You have Jones, Cano, and Seager due up.
Bob Prince, the Hall of Fame announcer for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bloop, blast, go home.
I like it.
Two, 3, and 4 for the Mariners. Jones today 0 for 3. Rally caps in full effect. 36,224 on hand here at Safeco Field under the roof. Camp day, a lot of kids in the crowd. Rubber game of this 3-game series. Mets won it 3-1 last night. Mariners took the opener 5-2. Right here, first pitch to James Jones. Ball 1.
And again, the Mariners saw him last night. A lot of breaking balls. His fastball being in the low 90s.
Check the swing, but a called strike. Fastest man the Mariners have. James Jones would love to get him aboard. 1-1. Looks at strike 2. Derek Collins sweating this one out. This 41-year-old right-hander. Bartolo Colon was brilliant, retiring the first 20 men that he faced. Jones behind 1-2. Struck him out. 1 down. They'll bring up Robinson Cano.
Hard breaking ball down and in, and Jones will swing right over the top of it. Another good look for our McDonald Supermo, and Jones swing out in front of that pitch.
Cano ended the perfecto in the 7th. Two-seamer running away, lined it into left field for the Mariners' first hit. Strike 1 to Robbie. I don't think he liked that call. For the line. That's with a record of 47-53. The Mets an opposite mark at 53-47. Winner takes this series. 0-1 to Cano. In front. 0-2. Henry Mejia. Mejia out of Tabara, Arriba, Azusa in the Dominican Republic. 0-2 to Cano. Outside. Cano out of San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. A couple of countrymen waging a battle here. A 1-2 count. One-two pitch. Chopper. Murphy coming in. Can't get it. Tying runs aboard. The old Baltimore chop. Two-hit day for Cano.
Yeah, it looked like a fastball. Hits it off the plate. You can see Murphy charging it, trying to come in and get it on the in-between hop. Base hit for Cano.
Brings up the Mariners home run and RBI leader Kyle Seager. Mejia got Seager to ground out the second last night for the first out in the 9th inning. Pulse quickening here in the ballpark. 3-2 Mets. 0-1 to Kyle, who struck out, fly to right, and grounded out the second. Modest lead by Cano. Here's the 1-0. Taken for a strike, 1-1.
We talked about it with Kyle. He's really done most of his damage here in this ballpark. Back on April 23rd, Kyle had a walk-off home run and an 8-game losing streak for the Mariners.
Cano at first, 1 out. 1-1 count to Seager. They're deep in the outfield for Kyle. Slicing drive left field. Eric Young Jr. for the catch. 2 outs. And they'll leave it up to Corey Hart, who's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored.
Kyle gets the fastball up and out over the plate away from him. Tries to go the other way, but a little bit too much air underneath it.
Corey Hart, been a while since he's homered. May 7th at Oakland. Ball 1, Corey today. Strikeout, fly to right, walk and run scored. Danny Farquhar, good in his inning in a third. Mariners 14 hits in the win on Monday, 5 yesterday, 4 today. 1-1 to Corey Hart. Base hit through the hole. Winning runs aboard with 2 outs. Stephen Romero will pinch run for Corey Hart.
Well, Corey will get a fastball. He was looking for a fastball. Pitches down and in. 93 miles an hour. He hits it hard through the hole on the left side of the infield. David Wright playing towards the line. Take away the double. Opening up that hole.
So a great opportunity now for Logan Morrison. Lomo 0 for 3. Fly to left. Strikeout. Fly to left. Cano at second with the tying run. The winning run, Stephen Romero at first. 2 down, 9th inning. Jenry Mejia on the mound for the Mets. Down low to Morrison. Ball 1, 1-0. Romo looking to break it 0 for 7 on this homestand here. 1-0 pitch. 1-1. Important thing here, just slow it down in your mind, right?
You have to. Probably think more the other way, too. Although he's thrown a couple of fastballs in the inning, it seems when he wants to get you out, he goes more to his off-speed pitches. That last pitch looked like a changeup, just 88 miles an hour.
Winning run at first base. Cano the tying run. 1-1 to Lomo. Way out front. Ball and 2 strikes.
Another changeup.
What's he come back with here?
I think they try to go off the plate now. He's ahead of him 1-2. I don't think he wants to throw him a strike or maybe that breaking ball down and in. We saw him throw it earlier to Jones.
1-2 to Morrison. Game on the line here. 3-2 Mets. Bottom 9 here at Safeco Field. Anthony Recker, the catcher, going to go out and speak with Mejia.
It's rare that you see a pitcher triple up on the changeup. Although he's been able to get a couple of strikes with it, I would guess that Mejia wants to throw it again, and Recker doesn't think that's such a good idea.
Endo Rodney. Ready just in case. The 1-2 pitch coming to Morrison. Here it comes. Struck him out in the Mets. Here for the first time since 2005. Come in and take 2 out of 3 from the Mariners as the Mariners strand 2 here in the 9th inning. Bartolo Colon was fabulous today. Perfect through the first 20 hitters, and he got just enough support.
And for Taijuan Walker, yeah, he didn't pitch badly, just had a tough time throwing strikes. 6 walks for Walker in this one tonight for the Mariners offensively. Tried to make a run at him late, but only 2 runs on 6 hits in this one. The Mariners ended up 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
Tough way to go as Morrison had a 1-2 pitch. And Mejia got him to swing and miss.
I think he made a little bit of a mistake with that pitch. He wanted that pitch down and in. He ended up leaving it up. But Logan ends up swinging over the top of it. Just 86 miles an hour.
Tough way to go for the Mariners as they lose 2 out of 3 to the Mets. They got a bunch of big games still to come. 7 times the next 10 days going to be the Baltimore Orioles, and it starts tomorrow. Right now, post-game show. Brad and Bill begins right now. Fellas?
What a turn of events we had in this game. Nothing